And this is a historic day. I think literally as we speak in the next 20 minutes, President Trump is going to be signing the Genius Act into law. This is the single biggest and most important piece of crypto legislation ever enacted in human civilization. It's massive. I cannot overemphasize how important this is. 12 months ago, the president of the United States was putting people in jail for talking about crypto. And now we're signing an act. And I don't know if you saw, but MasterCard just tweeted out saying, we have been preparing for this for a long time, and we're going to unleash stablecoins starting today. So everyone is ready. 3 pieces of key legislation passed yesterday. The Stablecoin Act, the Genius Bill, was put into law, and President Trump is going to sign it. The Market Clarity Act was signed with overwhelming bipartisan support. That means Democrats included, which is basically setting down regulations for decentralized finance, et cetera. And they put into place an anti-CBDC law, which means our central banks will not be spying on us with these digital currencies. 3 huge pieces of legislation, all with crazy bipartisan support. Why is that important? Because in 3 years, if we get, I don't know, a new president, hopefully we don't, but if we do, then it's not necessarily going to be reversed and everything goes back because we have bipartisan support. I cannot emphasize how important this is. I woke up this morning, Martini, and I rubbed my eyes again because the total market cap of all crypto passed $4 trillion. That's a big deal. And everything was up. And altcoin index said 51 out of 100, which is the highest we've seen, I think, in 2 years. And Ethereum is now up even higher. It's broke through 3,600. And everybody is saying when it hits 4,000, everything is going to go up. And that means alt season has begun. Now, meanwhile, behind the scenes, myself and the members of my investment club have built up a $21 million portfolio of altcoins, all looking to do a 10, 20, 30x. So that would take that, almost near $100 million that we've created for our members when this happens. So needless to say, we're keeping an eye on this. And so we're pretty excited about it. We're also investing in a few more deals so we can get as much exposure as possible before we think the top gets blown off in the next few weeks and months. Folks, it's going to be a crazy summer. It's already been crazy. If you're looking at some of these numbers, Ethereum is up 47% in the last 2 to 3 weeks. It's just hard to fathom. And it looks like the narrative was Bitcoin for so long. Now everyone sees that if you have stable coins, what do they run on? They run on Ethereum. Anybody who's a member of our crypto and DeFi course knows they have to buy Ethereum in the beginning of the course because we use it for all our DeFi trades. Well, guess what? Now the whole world's going to be issuing stable coins, from Walmart to Amazon to Bank of America, and most of it's going to run on Ethereum rails. And so I think people are starting to realize that is the next asset. Or as Tom Lee once said recently, Ethereum is the new Bitcoin. So folks, I want to talk about today what's going on, the implications. And of course, I'll be keeping my eye on the live signing ceremony. A bunch of people have flown in for that. Friends that I know are going in there. And I know Brian from Coinbase is going in, and David from Bitcoin Magazine, and a bunch of other people that I know are there. They're going to be there for the signing. It's a historic moment. Folks, last chance to turn your cameras on. We throw people out without cameras on here. We're really funny like that. I know you have these Zoom work meetings where everybody walks around in their underwear. And look, if you have your underwear on, that's fine. Just, I don't want to see it. But turn your camera on. See, it's always the good-looking ones like Alan that have their cameras off. So great to see you, Alan. And Eliana, great to see you as well. David and Cloris. A few others, turn them off because Martini, man, she cuts people out of here she'll drop you like a bad habit if your camera's not on. If she got all dressed up for you, trust me, you better be ready. So, folks, let's jump into it. I got a presentation that's hot off the presses. I literally been working on it all morning long, and it's really going to talk about the topic du jour, which is this massive occasion. Now, 3-4 days ago, we thought this wasn't going to happen because I don't know if you saw the news, but on Tuesday, the House voted no, and Marjorie Levy, God bless her soul, she was just like, no, you didn't explicitly say no CBDCs, and I'm not voting for it. And we thought it was all going to fall away in front of us, and then it reversed. All right, hands up if you can see these two good-looking guys who both love stable coins here on the screen. Okay, there it is. And Trump unleashes a $4 trillion crypto storm as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP, also known as Ripple, soar. Ripple's up crazy in the last 10 days. And it actually is something that helps international payments between institutions. And it's now the 3rd largest crypto out there. It's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple. And then, of course, it goes to Solana. Binance is the next ones. Folks, I want to talk about what's happening today. Please pay attention. I'm also going to show you 2 deals we're literally closing right now behind the scenes that are extremely exciting. Before we get started, I just want to say this presentation is for information purposes only. It's not intended to be investment advice. If you are looking for that, please go find a professional. I also want to give you this free gift, which is module 1 of our super premium program called the Investment Club. This is where all of our members are making money behind the scenes. This module is going to show you how startups raise money on the blockchain. And since you're here on Zoom, I'm going to give it to you actually free. If you're watching this later, you can go to londonreal.tv/download. But Zoom has this crazy new feature in your chat. So can everybody go to your chat feature on Zoom? It should be at the bottom bar here. And I'm about to send you a PDF file through the magic of the internet, right? Spoken like my grandpa, I think here. And I'm going to send you this. Please keep a lookout for it. And if you get a file in your inbox, can you just write reply and just say yes, or yes, I got it, Brian, or thank you, or something like that. Let me see. Boom. You've got it. Did anybody get that? Just raise your hands. David, you got that? Casey, you got that? Alan got it. Thank you. Okay, cool. Great. So look, that's yours for free. Watch that later. See if you can just pay attention to me now. And again, if anybody is watching this later, you can go ahead and download it at londonreal.tv/downloads. I also want to give you this free video, which is going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens in 3 easy steps. Again, it's going to show you what a crypto pre-sale token is, and this is how we're making all of our money behind the scenes. Folks, pre-selling is a practice where we secretly buy tokens from a CEO before anyone in the world has access. Then, when they go to the public, they pop. And sometimes they're worth 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x, 20x, or 50x more than they are, because now you have a million buyers as opposed to just a few buyers. It's a bit like an IPO if you're familiar with the stock market. And this is what we've been systematically doing for the past 4 years and giving our members access to these really exclusive deals. By the way, this is a token you could have bought on pre-sale. How many people have heard of the token called Solana? Who's here heard of this? Alan, you look like you know what you're talking about. Adam, you heard of Solana? David, Casey, no crypto natives here? Oh, come on. All right. Casey's probably heard of that. Look, Solana is only one of the biggest tokens out there. And you actually could have bought this thing that now trades at about $200 for 4 pennies each. 4 pennies, you could have bought it on the pre-sale. What does that mean? If you had put $1,000 that day into the trade, it would be worth $5 million right about now. Could anyone here use an extra $5 million bucks? Anybody? Shane's like, no, Brian, more money, more problems, right? Alan wants it. Ileana wants it. David, he's like, Brian, you know, I got more money than time. All right. Look, $5 million bucks, you know, it could change your life. It could give you the room you need to maybe quit your job. Maybe you could start your own business. Maybe you could travel the world. Maybe you could give it away. But what I'd like to do is give you that space so you don't have to live paycheck to paycheck. You don't have to be stressed about money anymore. I believe that wealth gives you the time and space to find your purpose. One thing that I don't believe in is I don't think the end goal is money. I know a lot of people with money that are miserable. I believe that wealth gives you the time to find out what your purpose is. And that's really the gift I want to give to everybody here. Folks, this is a ticket that we wrote recently. This is a legal document that I signed. Can everyone see the blue circle here on the screen? Can you see that, Casey, Adam, Ileana? Can you see that? So that says $200,000. That's our typical investment in the blockchain startups that we do. Can everyone see the red circle here? Do you see that, Shane and Earl and Cloris? That's the price per token we paid. It's actually not $1.25. That's 1.25 pennies. So we bought these even cheaper than the Solana token. What happens? Well, in about 4 hours, we made $4 million as the token was up 20x. The company is called Skillful AI. It's a blockchain protocol using artificial intelligence. And this is the CEO named Zoltan. And one of the cool things we do is that when we invest in your company here at London Real, we give you an episode on London Real. And this is one of the reasons that the CEOs give us access to their deals, because they want the media, because the media is going to blow them up with more customers, which makes the token go up, which makes us happy too. Now, Zoltan told me after the interview, he said, Brian, this is going to 100x. Hold on to these tokens. You've made a $20 million profit here, I'm sure. And I was like, okay, sounds good. And then after that, he said something even stranger. He said, Brian, I want to join your investment club. I thought that was really weird, because here I have a guy that's really plugged into the crypto space, and now he wants access to my deals. I said, Zoltan, surely you have access to tokens that I don't. He said, no, Brian, you have a huge media platform, and I think you get better access than I do. And so what you had was Zoltan actually looking to us for the deal flow. And he said, Brian, you have bigger media than I do. He said, people want to give you their token deals. You get tokens cheaper than I do, and you get them faster. So Zoltan actually joined our club. And I think it's probably one of the greatest testimonials we've ever had, is one of our portfolio companies is now investing alongside of our members, and he's now done about 13 deals with us. Pretty cool, right? Right, Casey? That's kind of cool, right? So there you go. I think that's honestly one of the best testimonials we've ever had. Folks, this is another deal we did. We did a 20x in 20 days, made a $5 million profit for my members. This is a video game on the blockchain called Shrapnel. They've done really well. This is their CEO named Mark Long, and they're really crushing it over there. This is the Mochaverse. This is the digital ID system for a massive company called Animoca Brands. The chairman is this gentleman with me named Yatsu. I believe he really is the next Elon Musk. He's a real visionary. And this is their digital ID system for their massive gaming portfolio. They own about 570 different gaming companies. And the Mochaverse ID went up. I've had Yat on the show about 7 times. We've done about 8 deals with him. And we expect this thing to just keep going up from here. This is another deal we did called Story Protocol. This one's, I don't know if you're watching this, Martini. This one's going up like every day. We're making more money with this. This one did a 22x, and this was the first deal we did with a big company called Andreessen Horowitz. It's probably the biggest VC in the world. And when you invest along the big money, a lot of times you do really well. One of their partners, Mark Andreessen, I mean, he's on Rogan all the time, and they're really big in this space. And so we were pretty excited to invest with them. This is one of our first meme coins we did. It was up 14x on the launch. And one of our members, Christina, who just texted me actually, she put $30,000 in with her mom, and she woke up to a $420,000 profit. She thought her phone was broken. I told her it wasn't. And this is real money, folks. It's maybe not enough to quit your job, but it's enough to give you a little bit of a cushion and to start getting you to where you need to be. And of course, this is the $1 billion fund we invested in a couple of years ago called 1RT. This is the guy that manages the fund named Dan Tapiero. He's really a legend in the space. And this fund, which was really a stock-only fund, a very conservative fund, is already up 4x, which is honestly unheard of. And most of his portfolio is either going public or getting acquired for billions and billions and billions of dollars. Here he was on the right at the New York Stock Exchange just weeks ago for the IPO of Circle, one of the biggest stable coins in the world. And that IPO was what they call the ChatGPT moment of the blockchain, because it went up 10x. And for a stock to go 10x is pretty big. And Dan's been nothing but success. He's opening up a new fund, and we hope to invest in that fund too, probably in the coming months. Folks, I want to show you some of our latest deals. And what you're going to see here is also the format where we actually get pitched these deals. You're welcome to join us on these calls on Mondays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. London time. If you send Martini a quick message, she'll get you to one. And it's like Shark Tank for crypto. Anybody watch that show, Shark Tank? Casey, ever seen that? It's got that guy, Kevin O'Leary, who thinks he can dress. Clearly, he cannot. And they got those other goofballs on there that put money on those deals. Ours is much better. It's more fun, and it's crypto. And so if you come, you'll see the CEO's pitch to us. You'll see the members of our club give us thumbs up or thumbs down. If we get enough thumbs up, we invest in the deal. So it really is kind of a democratic way of investing. And so I'm going to show you 2 deals we're working on right now. One of these trailers you haven't seen, Martini, because the group hasn't seen, and it's probably going to be our next deal. But the other deal we're closing up right now. The first one I'm going to show you is a deal called One Football. Now, if you're from America, you probably think football means American football. But for the rest of the world, it means that game where you kick the ball with your feet. And we have access to this amazing company called One Football that's been around for 10 years. Has literally 30 million customers around the world. They've never been on the blockchain, and they're about to drop a token, and they're doing it in a really intelligent way. And we're getting in really, really early. I won't lie to you. This is probably the hottest deal we've seen in 12 months because it's such an impressive company. And this thing is almost full, but we actually have a tiny little bit left, and we're literally closing this thing as we speak. So let me show you this deal right here, and you can kind of even see the format of the CEOs. This is One Football. This could easily be a multi-billion-dollar token.
It's just absolutely crazy.
It's better than anything I've seen.
It's a great opportunity.
I definitely would like to invest in this one.
One Football is a giant in the football space. We connect the industry with fans. We talk about 30 million users that are logged into One Football. 200 million users we reach with our content experience, our video network. That makes us the biggest data provider and data owner in the football space. Every blue chip football club like Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, PSG are shareholders in OneFootball, which gives us unique access to these clubs, but also unique insights of what the clubs are looking for. We are streaming roughly 8,000 to 9,000 football matches a season. We are, I would say, one of the biggest football streamer on the planet. We are not looking for short-term gains or anything. For us, it's really long-term.
Why take this beautiful business and screw it all up with a token?
And the answer is simple. It's the user data. Fan identity is for us the next level, and the token is a tool for us. We are in the brilliant position to leverage that fan data and Web3 product in the future with the Fan Identity project.
2 thumbs up if you love this project, 2 from Marco, 2 from Nicole, 2 for Hausler, 2 for Todd. So it looks like 100% thumbs up.
It is a great opportunity for people to move from Web 2 to Web 3.
By just looking at their app, it's mind-boggling. It's amazing.
They've been in business for a while and they have a good thing going. I felt like they were upfront about things. I felt like they were people that you could trust.
They're definitely thinking about the community and doing this methodically. I love everything that they're doing. They're doing a great job. I really love this project.
For me, it's 50 million. That's the number that just sells this, that valuation. It's just got a ton of upside. Could it go to 500 million? Could it go to $1 billion? Easily. Could it go to 2 billion? That's 20x, 40x. That's like real money. Booyah. We like that, right? Is everyone kind of feeling that? Apparently this is an app. It's just like a standard thing if you like football. We actually, one of our members, his name is Jose. He's got 3 sons who are also de facto members of the investment club. And Martini knows him. Whenever Jose comes to a conference, like he was in Toronto, he brings his sons with him. And when we had that event in London, he brought his sons with him. And they all wear black suits and black ties. It's quite a cool thing. And each one of his sons had independently downloaded this app over the last 10 years, and they were all using it. And then they heard about the deal with us, and they were like, oh, wow. We love this app. We didn't realize they were going on chain. Now, the company is getting profitable next year. It's a massive company, probably worth somewhere between $500 million and $1 billion, the company. And they're launching the token for 50 million. And so if you think at some point the token might have a parity with the company at $1 billion, then what you're looking at right there is a 20x. And then you're looking at football and football becoming bigger. And you're thinking, wow, this has so much potential. So we love this deal. That's why it's almost full. But if, again, like new members right now that join us can get access to this deal. It's happening right now in real time. Look, the next deal I want to show you is something that's literally hot off the presses. I'm going to show it to you anyways. I actually literally just downloaded it. This is a fascinating deal based on a television show that's actually a lot like Shark Tank. That's actually right now on Amazon Prime with season 1, and it's called Crypto Nights. And it really is a show where they fund crypto projects. They have a group of nights that kind of fund these things, and they're about to do the second project. When you invest in this token, you actually get tokens of every single project that comes and pitches on the show. So it's almost like literally having a token on that show, Shark Tank. Pretty cool. I've actually haven't really shown this thing before, so you're some of the first ones to see it. This is Crypto Nights.
It looks like a very good project.
Production value is really high.
We've never seen anything like it.
There's a lot of opportunity here.
Crypto Nights is not just a TV show, it is a complete ecosystem. Some people call it the Shark Tank for crypto. Projects from across the globe come and pitch to a very elite set of investors. We're an Emmy Award nominated production team. I've been in the entertainment business for about 20 years. We started generating revenue even before we started filming season 1. We generated $4.9 million worth of token revenue. In season 2, we are anticipating $6 million. Plus, our goal is really to make this a global brand, and we want to lead the space with Crypto Nights.
VC funding for crypto projects is not as robust as it was last year. Is that a challenge for you right now?
From our point of view, that's not a big challenge. Projects need us more now than ever before because we give them access to that capital. Folks like Blue Whale, I think they raised like over $1 million in that one session. So that's where we make that massive difference.
So if I own some Night tokens, I'm owning a small piece of every company that's coming on your program in the future.
That's true, every single company. By simply buying the Crypto Nights token, you could end up owning 100 different tokens.
2 thumbs up if you like this play. Arno's up, Jose 2 up, Christopher is in, Tracy's in, Federica's in, Oliver's in, Trevor's in, Camille's in, KN's in. Dr. Encore, your thoughts?
They've got the media distribution to actually help these
these projects do well and get the word out.
It has an excellent format. Seems to be very experienced in the media. He understands the crypto market, the crypto environment.
So this is an unusual project. It really is diversifying our portfolio. They already have a proven track record of being profitable from season 1.
I love the idea that it's not only investing in the production company, but also potential to invest in the other projects. I'm really excited about this one.
All right, what do we think of Crypto Nights? Pretty cool, huh? Pretty exciting, and I can neither confirm or deny that I will be one of the nights. Let's just see what happens at this point. But this looks pretty cool. Honestly, we're having just literally releasing this deal as we speak. But it's one of those cool things that we get access to. Again, what you see there are those thumbs up and those thumbs down. Unless we see 80, 90, 100% thumbs up, we don't fund the deal. So it's not my decision. It's a decision that everyone makes in the group because we need everyone's capital to fund that deal. No, there's nothing like it out there. And the only reason these companies are coming to us is because they ultimately want our media exposure. And that's one of the reasons we can guarantee seeing the best of deals. Folks, people have been asking me recently, how does London Real pick so many winners? How are you getting so many 10Xs and 20Xs and 30Xs? Well, we thought about it and we realized that success is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. The truth is we've been doing this now for over 4 years, which is like 40 years in the crypto industry, seriously. And what we have now is a massive network. We have intellectual property. We have really a system of due diligence, and we've got an incredible track record and reputation when it comes to investing in this space. Folks, a lot of you probably have felt like Drake on top. You've probably been out there, invested in crypto, and you've lost money. Raise your hand if you lost money in crypto before. Come on, be honest with me, Casey. What about you, Alan? All right, keep your hands down if you're lying to me. Oh, Thomas, lying to me. I just met you, Steve. Okay. Look, I think we all lost money in crypto before. It's a jungle out there. Like, what are you going to do? You show up at this space, you're kind of excited. You go on Twitter and you follow somebody with a fake picture and a fake name, and they give you some fake crypto, and you lose money and you say, this sucks, and you stop. And you miss the beauty of this entire ecosystem. You miss the fact that it's decentralized ownership, that it's the future, that it really is financial freedom. Your banks no longer control you. Your federal government can no longer print your money and tax you and inflate your money. You get to make your own decisions. It's a beautiful place to be, but a lot of people never get there. But there's another way. You can actually come inside with us and join the 150 members of our group. And there's really a systemized way that we've created of making money. We only do things that we're good at. And we found a way with the London Real Media platform to attract really special deals. And it's called the Investment Club. Folks, this is your solution if you have been struggling with money for your whole life. I don't know about you, but until I was 30 years old, American Express had a hitman looking for me. I mean, it was bad. I owed so much money. I was a mess. I'm telling you, at one point in New York City, I was making $185,000 a year, and I was broke as a joke. I was going into debt every single month. And I couldn't figure out money. But I used to call my dad at home. I was so embarrassed. And finally, when I was 30, 31 years old, I finally got my head around this space and figured out how to crack the matrix. The problem is that schools teach us to be poor. And you were probably taught to put your money in the savings account like a good little boy and girl. And when you get to be 65 years old, it's all going to be taken care of. And your government's going to provide for you. Does anyone here believe that's actually true? Right? Thank you, Casey, for the humor there. No, we know that's all BS, and that's all programming to keep you dumb and poor, and then they can control you easily. But folks, you know, your excuses are your own. And when you get towards the end of your life, or your loved ones and your kids and your parents call you up and say, I need your help, and you say, sorry, I can't help you. Well, guess what? Like, you know, no one's going to feel sorry for you because you have an opportunity right now to completely change the game. But you've got to break out of this matrix. You've got to find another way. And I believe that's in digital assets. And that's why we created the Investment Club. So members of our London Real family, and by the way, you're only invited here if you've been a part of London Real for the last few years and watched our videos. If you want to change the game, create generational wealth, to give you the room to figure out what your purpose is on this planet, that's what this solves. And it's the greatest product we've ever created, the greatest community we've ever created. And I believe it's a solution to a lot of your problems. Folks, if that's of interest to you, make sure you book a call with Martini. She'll put all of her details in the chat. And she's there. She is actually the only person who can let you in this course. It's her decision because she curates our community. This is a lifetime membership, and so we're really careful about who we bring in. And so it really is like a family, and I'll talk more about that later. Book a call with Martini if this is of interest to you, but please only do it if you're serious. She's extremely busy now with people all over the world that want to join this program now. But she can also have a conversation with you and tell you and figure out if this is the right fit. Folks, we also have a 4-week crypto and DeFi academy. 4 weeks, 4 modules will take you from zero to hero in all things crypto. I teach it personally with 8 hours of live calls. We have our online e-learning platform. I've got my triple tiered accountability system, so you have to do the work. We got dedicated coaches, team leaders. I'm there, Martini's there, Carla's there. We got a private group for posting assignments. It's an amazing class. We graduated a couple thousand students from that over the last 4 years. Module 1 really talks about the history of crypto. You'll read the Bitcoin white paper, learn about Ethereum, learn about the creation of stable coins. Module 2, you're going to set up your hot wallets, your cold wallets. You're going to set up your centralized exchange accounts like Kraken and Coinbase. And you're going to do your first decentralized finance trade, real talk. Module 3 goes deeper into DeFi with liquidity pools and yield on Bitcoin, even options. And module 4 is going to show you how to manage that portfolio and make a boatload of money. This is really custom tailored to take you from zero to hero in all things Bitcoin. And if you're on this call, you're actually pre-approved at a 60% discount. It's londonreal.tv/buy. We're starting this course. When is it? 1 week from today. And it's an amazing course. We got Fanny here on this call. She just graduated last week. And it's really, really a great thing. So if you want to get up to speed fast, join us for that. And of course, here's my free gift to you. You can take a screenshot of this. It's my 8-step trading checklist. If you follow this, trust me, you're going to save tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars over the next 5 to 7 years. Folks, this is the news. Unleash the next wave. It's a $4 trillion crypto braces for the big price catalyst as Bitcoin, Ethereum, and XRP soar. We have never seen the total market cap of crypto hit $4 trillion, and it happened last night after the passage of the Genius Stablecoin Act, the Markets Act, and of course the anti-CBDC. It was really a historic moment, and it's been incredible for us to watch here at London Real because myself and Martini and Carla have been watching this all happen for the last 4 years, and it's epic. And the truth is, we're just getting warmed up. To have the president literally tweeting out about stablecoins, it's a bit surreal, and it's clear proof we're living in a simulation. And I just say, let the simulation roar at this point. Folks, we've also seen that Bitcoin suddenly smashes through $120,000 each as we're bracing for a $1 trillion earthquake. And of course, these 3 bills, the Genius Act, of course, the Markets Act, and of course, the anti-CBDC bill are all the things that happened yesterday. Of course, Wall Street is quietly braced for the crypto floodgates to open as we can see these prices really spiking. Bitcoin is now projected to hit $150,000 each, which is crazy. And trillions are going as Bitcoin's braced for a massive July as Trump and the Fed are creating this perfect storm. Of course, now Standard Chartered Banks believes that each Bitcoin is going to $500,000. That's a 5x from where we are today. And of course, this was the recent IPO of Circle, one of the biggest stablecoins out there. And here's a picture of me and the CEO, Jeremy Allaire. That's from an interview of him at London Real. And of course, this is Jeremy on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange. This was up 10x, and it's been a massive, massive success. And now we know there's a new wave or a $15 trillion earthquake that's heading straight for those big assets, folks: Bitcoin, Ethereum, and of course, XRP. Now, a lot of you know I ran to be mayor of London last year. I was actually running on a pro-freedom of speech, pro-crypto platform. We were obviously way ahead of our times. I wanted to create actually the London coin and put 100 pounds of crypto into the wallet of every man, woman, and child in this city. Give them really the education they needed that they didn't get in school. Of course, they weren't ready for me. So I'm just going to make you guys rich instead. And this is me in Dubai. I spent the first half of the year there because it's the center of crypto. This is our studio there. And here I am sitting down with Dr. Moen Al-Zaruni. He runs the Dubai Blockchain Center as well as the Artificial Intelligence Center. He actually gave me my golden visa. He is the guy when it comes to blockchain. This is Uni Wong. She's a massive, massive crypto influencer. This is Carl Moon. He was working as a grocery store clerk in Sweden just a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. So if you have excuses you want to give me on why you can't do it, save it, all right? Because this kid did it. This is Chris MM Crypto. He was driving a taxi in Germany a few years ago, and now he's a Bitcoin billionaire. So if you're going to tell me that you are in a bad place right now, don't tell me that, because anyone can do that. All it means is you pull the trigger, stop whining, stop your excuses, and jump in with 2 feet, because this is the greatest dislocation of wealth in human history. And every day you're not in there, you're missing it. You're literally going to watch this thing go by, and you're going to be paralyzed, and you're going to watch us all make it. But we'd love for you to be there. Folks, right now we're investing over $5 million into 15 different blockchain and AI deals this quarter right now. And I tell you that because I want you to know that we know everything that's going on in the market. We know what chains are hot, what tokens are hot. We know what people are doing, and we see the hottest deals on the planet, and we can really tell you what's happening behind the scenes. And it's all because of this. This is London Real Ventures. This is the world's first media-powered investment firm. This has never been done before, where someone took a massive media company like London Real, 1 billion views, 14 years, 1,000 guests, 5 million followers on social, and combined it with a venture capital company with $25 million. You put these two together and magic happens. And magic looks like this. This is our portfolio, over 100 Web3 companies. This is the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Web3 and blockchain. What you see here is decentralized finance protocols. You see artificial intelligence on the blockchain. You see games. You see layer 2 ecosystems. Each one of these companies has the potential to become a $2 billion, $5 billion protocol, and it's going to make my members absolutely filthy rich. Folks, right now, we've just crossed the milestone. We've invested over $21 million into over 100 blockchain and AI deals. Folks, we are bigger now than most venture capital funds in blockchain, and we're just getting started. We're going to get much, much bigger. One of the reasons we win is because we invest along the big boys and the big girls. A lot of you have heard of these companies like Coinbase Ventures, Galaxy Digital, even Warner Brothers Music. These companies, they know the good deals, and so when you invest alongside of them, you do very well. And of course, we recently received an award for the best venture capital KOL of the year. KOL stands for Key Opinion Leader, and I flew out to Singapore to go ahead and accept this. I was really, really proud to get recognized by the industry, and of course, I accepted this on the behalf of every member of the investment club. Of course, I also received a Lifetime Achievement Award from the Global Family Office Summit just 2 months ago in Dubai. They were recognizing us for our investments and for our contributions to media. And of course, everybody knows us in the crypto space because we represent at every single event around the world, including recently at Crypto Fight Night, where I had to lace up these gloves and teach this young man some manners. You know, Martini, the kids these days, they think they can just mouth off, and, you know, had to put him in his place. Apparently he wants some more. And so October 1st, right? Sign the contract, Modric. We're going to make it happen in Singapore. Get your tickets now. Folks, we think the greatest way to predict the future is just to go out there and create it. How many people try to live their life that way? Anybody here? Steve, you feeling me? Fanny's in. Casey, no, you might as well get off my call, Casey. I don't need your negative vibes. Get him out of here, Martini. Right? I want people that want to help me solve problems. I don't want people that are going to cry and whine and stick their head in the sand. Look, we had some real struggles back in 2020. I don't know if you remember, but big tech was trying to shut us down along with some 3-letter organizations out there. You know what we did? We fought back against trillion-dollar tech companies and we won. And guess what we're going to do here? We're going to win. And so I'm looking for a small group of people that want to come in for the big win with us, that want to make a boatload of money, change the future, provide for your families, and have a whole lot of fun in the meantime. That's what we're doing. And it all comes down to our value system here. This is our mission that's on our back wall here. We're here to create a mass-scale transformation of humanity into a fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. This is what makes us different from all the other people out there, right? We want to give you your power back, your consciousness back. We want to cooperate with each other. And this is one of the reasons we attract really, really good deals. But of course, you guys know for me, it's not just business, it's personal. And I got these two little rascals. They were here all day today, kicking the football around. Martini is killing me. I'm like, guys, don't hit the paintings, is what I told them, right? I got them set up on their crypto wallets. Damon now has $81 in Bitcoin. He was pretty impressed. He said, can I get some and buy some Robux with it? I was like, bro, let's talk about investments, right? I said, that's going to be worth $1 million one day if you don't touch it. If you spend the Robux, they're gone today. And so he's thinking about that right now. So we'll see, but we're going to get him up to speed. The truth is that I got to provide for these guys over the next 10, 20 years, and I'm not going to give them excuses. And so when they ask me, Daddy, where's our Bitcoin? When they ask me, Daddy, are the AI powered robots going to take over? I'm going to say, not when I'm around. And so I work hard every day to make sure I can provide for them. I'll be honest with you, folks. I take risk every day because I know if I don't take risk every day, there is no reward. And so if you've got people in your life, children, maybe parents that are getting older, maybe people in your community that depend on you, honestly, you better start taking some risk, because if you think your government or your banks are going to take care of you in your old age, you got another thing coming, and you're going to have to go out there and make your own. And the problem is that no one cares when it comes to that time where you're going to need help. You're going to have to do this on your own. Folks, this is Michael Saylor. He's been a guest on London Real twice, and he believes that Bitcoin is the apex property of the human race. Michael started buying Bitcoin in 2020, and he now owns $70 billion worth of Bitcoin. He's actually buying another $40 billion of Bitcoin as we speak, and he believes each coin is going to $13 million, each one, right? He thinks that AI and ETFs are going to power a decade-long gold rush for Bitcoin. And, you know, a lot of my students in my class, they say, Brian, how can I learn more about crypto? What websites do I go to? I'm like, save the websites. Go listen to the OGs for 10, 20, 30 hours. That's how you learn in this space. And so what I wanted to do was just give you an opportunity to listen to Michael. He was on our show recently. Michael graduated from MIT just a few years before I did. And at MIT, they taught us how to think for ourselves. And so I recommend just listening carefully to what Michael has to say.
We went from investing 250 million in Bitcoin to 425 million in Bitcoin to eventually $1 billion in Bitcoin to $2 billion in Bitcoin to just slightly less than $4 billion.
You said there are decades when nothing happens, and there are weeks when Bitcoin happens.
So every decade, there's some profound paradigm shift. It's such an out of the blue idea that no one can conceive of why you would even want it. What you've got is a lot of people questioning all their premises, and rising through that chaos is a new idea. What if I can encrypt energy? What if I can encrypt money such that nobody on earth, no government can debase it, no corporation can steal it? I don't trust anybody. I'm going to create a shared immutable ledger, incorruptible, immortal, transcendental ledger. If I can transfer $1 million of value from me to you without an intermediary, that means I have transcended the political realm.
You said, Brian, I like Bitcoin because it has low aspirations.
The idea of Bitcoin was, how do I create a protocol that's fair and equitable that I give as a gift to the world that no one can control? If you're going to do it and you understand thermodynamics, and if you have any sense of genetics or biology or physics, you realize you need to be very humble in your aspirations. How do we give the gift of property rights, freedom, and sovereignty and empowerment to everybody on the planet? The best idea 30 years ago was YouTube or Google Maps, Twitter or Facebook or email. I think the best idea for the next 30 years is digital energy. Everybody can own their stuff, and nobody can take it away from them.
All right, we feeling Michael? We liking him? Come on, Casey, give it up for Michael, right? We like him? All right. Look, he's out there forging the way. Now there's 135 companies in the world, publicly traded companies, that are amassing Bitcoin on their balance sheet. Now there's Ethereum treasury companies, Solana treasury companies. Martini, I'm getting emails every day trying to ask us if we want to invest in treasury companies in Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now there's a bunch in the UK dropping, and they're all going to the moon, It's crazy. So we're living in a very interesting times. That all was created by Michael in 2020. Look, some people are saying this is the bubble that's going to crash next year when the market comes down. They might be right. So make sure you time your investments accordingly. What I know in the investment club is we're going to get out with our money while probably you're going to be out there riding everything down into the toilet. That also happens when you don't have a community, but we're already talking about our exits right now as we speak. Folks, takeaways from Michael is, number one, crypto is encrypted energy. Because of the proof of work algorithm, it's literally like converting energy into money that you can walk around with in your pocket. No government can debase it. No corporation can steal it. And this crypto actually transcends money. It's the soundest money you've ever used in your life, and it actually feels different than any fiat currency. Folks, we believe 2025 is the year of crypto, and you all are missing it as we speak, right? You already missed half of it. I'm telling you, you're going to click your fingers. It's going to be New Year's Eve. And you're going to be like, oh man, what happened to this year? Oh, I was going to get some crypto. I got so busy. Yeah. You know, you're going to miss this whole thing. It's happening right now. The crazy thing is, Martini, is that it's actually happening now and it's not too late. It's not too late. And the crazy thing is people say, oh, Bitcoin's 120,000. I'm too late. No, you're too late when it's 13 million. You're not too late now. Okay. And a lot of people it's just, they totally miss it. I think the total crypto adoption worldwide is 5% of the world's. Right? This is the internet in 1996. I bet none of you were using the internet in 1996, right? That's where we are. So you can get in now or you can get in later, but you're going to get in, right? What do they say, Martini? Everyone deserves the price they bought Bitcoin at. You like that one, Casey? What price do you deserve? I got my first one at $100. Of course, I lost it, but you know, we'll just say that for now. So you deserve it because that's when you finally decided to pull the trigger and you get rewarded for taking action. But most of you are going to watch this thing go to 13 million and then you'll buy one. Okay. And let me know how that works out for you. Send me a message then, would you? So where and how do we invest? Well, first you got to find the hottest trend and I will share with you our investment thesis shortly. But there's one thing you got to find that you're never going to find on your own, not in a million years. And that's the proper deal flow. How do I know this? Because you can go to the conferences, you can go on X, you can go on the internet, you can go to LinkedIn, all you want, and try to get those hot deals. And you'll put your money out there, and maybe not all of the people you give your money to will be bad actors, but most of them will be clueless. And you're going to lose everything that you've probably ever made in those crypto investments. There's another way, and that's to go out and find the hottest of the hottest deals. But that is difficult, and that's what we do. Now, here's some snapshots of me traveling the world over the last 4 years, sourcing the deals that are going to create you generational wealth. Here I am in Dubai on the left, speaking with great influencers like Carl and Chris MM Crypto. In the middle, I'm meeting with members of government, venture capitalists, key opinion leaders. Then I bounced to Paris, had a private dinner with some of the biggest VCs on the planet, some of the hottest deals out there. I was doing media, shooting documentary films, more key opinion leaders, more VCs. Then I was back to London, had to shoot an interview with Yatsu, went to Token 2049, more VCs, more influencers. Then we're off to Austin, Texas. I'm getting tired talking about this, Martini. Here I am hanging out with celebrities like William Shatner, legendary Alex Jones. And on the bottom right-hand corner, you can see a picture of me and 14 members of our Mesfit Club. Can everyone see those people on the bottom right? You see them, Casey? Right, Fanny? Now, why is everybody having such a good time there, Casey? Why? Because we're making so much cash, right? Okay. You should see him like that. Petya on the front, she was lighting cigars with $100 bills. I said, Petya, you can't do that for the camera. You know, if I put that on the internet, like, that's not going to go down well. And so these people we love hanging out with because literally we're changing the world, making a boatload of money, hanging out with cool founders, and we're making lifelong friends because it's a lifetime membership. And this is what happens when we get together. From here, I was off to Singapore. This is a big part of the crypto ecosystem. I'll be there in 3 months, probably also for the fight. Here, I'm changing the color of my suit every couple hours. I went from white to orange to what do I got? Red here to pinstripe. I got a few more now coming. I'm doing media. And then again, just trying to get everyone's attention. Now, some people say I have a problem with attention, that maybe something my mother did to me or didn't do to me. But the truth is that we live in an attention economy, right? So the more attention I get, the more I can attract the deals that are going to make you millions of dollars. At least this is what I tell myself. And that's what we do. From here, I was off to Toronto. Recently, we're there for the Consensus Conference. Again, we met up with the investment club again, bottom right-hand corner. Group's getting bigger and getting a little crazier. And yeah, we're just making a ton of money behind the scenes. And of course, I always end up back in Dubai, hanging out with CZ at Binance, the legend, and on stage, you know, debuting some of our movies, and just really, we're a big part of this ecosystem now, and that's the way we can actually source these deals. Folks, if you want to win in this space, you have to invest with the best. What do I mean? You got to look at a lot of deals. And this is a snapshot of the number of deals we'll look at every single week to bring you 2, 3, or 4 hot CEOs on a Monday and a Thursday. Come to one of these calls. Martini will get you in. I'm telling you, you'll be blown away. Some of the stuff will go over your head. Don't worry about it. Those terms you'll pick up really quick, but you'll get the vibe and you'll see the value really quick. There's one other thing you have to do, and that is understand the financial tools, and none of you do, let's be honest. But also you have to have the thesis, and we believe that early stage Web3, metaverse, and artificial intelligence investments represent the hottest opportunity on the planet. Why? Well, number one, you buy at the lowest valuation, super low valuations. Number two, you see the biggest gains possible. Number three, you invest in what I'm calling the biggest dislocation of wealth in human history. Yes, it's high risk, but the reward is even higher. And it's all done with this, folks, pre-sale tokens. This is how we're consistently making a lot of money behind the scenes. Let me give you an example. How many people here know Solana? Raise your hand. Steve, Fanny, you know it. Casey knows it. Ileana, you know Solana? It's a big blockchain out there. Well, guess what? Can everyone see this red circle here? On April 5th is the day that it had a pre-sale. Can everyone see the blue circle? 4 pennies each. You can find this on the blockchain. It's publicly information, but it's hard to find because why would you pay 180 bucks a coin if you could have bought it for 4 pennies? What happens? You know what happens. $1,000 invested would have made you $5 million. Now, I don't know about you, but for me, money equals freedom. Now, it's none of my business how you want to spend your 5 mil. Maybe Casey wants to go out there and spunk it on a Bugatti. That's none of my business. Maybe Steve, you want to get that private jet. Maybe Ileana, you want to get that beachfront property on the Palm. Look, it's none of my business. But for me, money equals freedom. Now, who here wants more freedom in their life? Anybody? I think we all do, right? The freedom to quit your job, the freedom to start your own business, the freedom to put your grandkids through college. That's what I want to give you, your freedom back. From there, I think it's your job to find your purpose. Go do something that's beautiful and unique to you and give it back to the world. I don't believe money is the end goal. That's what makes us different than every other, crypto investment club out there, because those people think money is the object. It's not. We think money just gets you to the position of creating a purpose. And so we believe this is an important tool to get out of that cycle of poverty and stress that we're all in. Has anybody ever been stressed about money here or live paycheck to paycheck? Man, I've done it before. It sucks. It really sucks. Really sucks. We all been there. I know Martine's been there. I've been there. I wouldn't want to go back there ever, right? One of my mentors, Pena, grew up in the barrio, and his wife, Sally, she grew up in a trailer park. And they both have said that if they ever were poor again, they would just off themselves. Like they said, is that bad, right? And they would never want to go back there. It's so bad. And they always argue over dinner when she's got like ice dripping all over her, Martine. The bodyguard's behind her. She's got $5 million in diamonds at the Ritz. And they're arguing over which one was more poor, right? At the dinner table. And I think Sally wins, actually. I think she was poorer than Dan. The point is that we know what it's like, and we want to try to help a small group of people out of that. Because I believe if we can get 100, 1,000, 10,000 members to create millions and tens of millions of dollars of wealth, I think someone like Casey or someone like Cloris or Steve or Fanny, you can now take that wealth and create a whole circle of people that you can change their lives going forward. And I think we could have more of an effect on the world than just making more videos that gets watched 10, 20, 100 million times. So we think that this is actually a way to make even more change than the traditional way London Real has. And so what we want to do is really give them back your freedom. Now, quick question. Did anybody buy these for 4 pennies each? Anybody? Fanny, Steve? Okay. Why? Let's think about it. Why didn't you? Well, it's because you didn't know someone like me. You didn't have a Brian Rose that could have texted you on the morning of April 5th and said, hey, Casey, I got this new token called Solana. How would you like to buy some? Right? Now, who would have liked to get a text message that morning from me? At least to have the option, right? You could always just delete it, right? Of course you would. And that's not a theoretical thing, because I'm looking here at my Telegram group here on my phone. And this is my investment club Telegram group. You see a bunch of charts in there. And pinned to the top is our latest deal. It's actually, I think, we're closing one football. So literally you can click this link and in 30 seconds you can invest. You get a text from me every single day with the latest hot deal. And then you decide. By the way, I don't manage your money, Casey. I don't decide what to do with your money. That's an insult. You decide. You can put as little as $5,000 in a deal. You can put as much as $50,000 in a deal. You can skip the deal and say, Brian, I hate football. Leave me alone. Okay, no problem. My job is to get you the options. My job is to get you the information. And it reminds me of one of those great lines in one of my favorite movies called Wall Street, where Gordon Gekko says the most valuable commodity I know of is information. Now, Gekko knew a couple things about making money, and he knew it wasn't about having a stock or a bond or a piece of gold. It was about the right information at the right time that could make you $1 billion. Does anybody here agree with Gordon? Most valuable commodity is information, right? That's my job, to get you the best information as fast as possible so you can make those decisions. Folks, how do you create generational wealth? You got to pull the trigger. And most of you are too scared to pull the trigger in crypto because you've been burned before. But unless you do one of these pre-sale tokens, you're always going to be in fear of these things. And you're going to walk around never knowing how easy and simple this is. And so you need to stop watching these videos. Stop stalking me on these master classes. Stop reading those emails. Stop watching those articles and get out there and pull the damn trigger. Get some skin in the game. That's the only way you're going to get there. But if you do that, then you're going to get to the next level. And that always reminds me of one of my favorite videos here. And I really think it probably shows you some of your behaviors. And this is a video one of my mentors likes to play for me. And I think it reminds me of what a lot of us actually do out there. And a lot of us are sitting around like this first lion. And they're sitting there just looking at all these opportunities going by. Man, maybe I should just grab that one. I could make a lot of money. No, I'm too tired. Maybe I should grab that one. No, I'm busy right now. Maybe I should grab that one. No, I just got divorced. No, I just got married. No, I just had a kid. No, they just left for school. I don't know. What if that happens? And then someone like me comes in and says, I'll take one of those 20Xs. Yum, yum, yum. Let's take it back to the group, right? Now, what's the difference between the first lion and the second lion? Nothing. All is one just said, to hell with this, I'm going to take some action. So how come you're sitting there watching all these things go by? And listen, most of you are going to watch this go by, right? Why? What are you scared of? What are you waiting for? Some people, they have a fear of failure. Some people have a fear of success. Raise your hand if you think you have a fear of success somehow, right? Yeah, nobody wants to admit it. It's probably true though, right? If you look at your behaviors, because the brain is scared of the unknown, even if that means you're a billionaire. And so we sit there paralyzed. I interviewed this SAS soldier, Martini, in Dubai, and he said, you know what, Brian? He said, your brain wakes up every morning and says, let's do yesterday. Let's do yesterday. Let's do yesterday. Because yesterday we know what happens. And even though it wasn't a great day, and even though nothing great happened, at least nothing bad happened. But if you want the wealth, if you want opportunity, if you want a portfolio like this, you can't do yesterday. You have to go into the unknown. That's where all the magic happens. And this is what my group has done. They pulled the trigger. They went out there and bit into that wildebeest. And now they're looking at 100 different portfolio companies that each could become a 2 or a 5 or a $10 billion company. And it's all because of London Real Ventures. This is the entity that attracts you the hottest deals on the planet. And it's because of my quadruple threat that the CEOs give you access to their companies. They're the best of the best. Number one is production. The CEOs love to come here in the studio, sit down with me for a 2-hour interview. 2 is distribution. I take that video and get it out to 5 million potential customers. 3 is connection. I introduce them to Yatsu and all the big players. And 4, we write them a big $200,000 check. I'm telling you, Casey, there's not a single CEO on the planet that can say no to this. Not a single one. And that's how I can get you the deals that'll change your life. Folks, it's not really complicated, and it's not because of my sweet smile. It's because we have the media platform. That's how you can get access to these deals. No one's ever done this before, but right now we're doing it with a tremendous amount of success. Folks, there's one last piece here, and this might offend some of you, so if you're easily offended, you might as well get off this call because I'm going to hit you with some truth that probably nobody wants to tell you. The problem that most of you have, and the reason you're not successful, is because you're not surrounding yourself with the best. Now, how many people agree you're the average of the 5 people you surround yourself with? Anybody ever hear that term? Even Casey agrees with that. Uh-oh, look out. Okay, Fanny knows. Loris knows as well. Well, who are you hanging out with? Look at the last 5 text messages that came from a person on your phone. That's probably your peer group. How many of those people, Casey, are billionaires? How many of those people are going to make $10, $20 million this year? How many of those people are going to do a TED Talk, go to the Olympics? How many of those are high performance people? How many of those are a toxic family member, Cloris? How many of those are a friend from high school who looks like they're still in high school? Has anybody got one of those, or a toxic family member? These people love you, but they love you just the way you are. They want you to be successful as long as you're not more than them. These are the people that are bringing you down. What do they want you to do on the weekends, Casey? They want, let's go have 20 drinks. Let's go watch Netflix for 6 hours. Those aren't the people that are going to get you to the next level. Most of you don't need a token. You need a peer group, for God's sakes. And this is something I want you to talk about. Now, I looked at my life in the first 10 years and I realized, probably by accident, is that I somehow stumbled on increasingly more challenging peer groups. And that's why I think I had a ton of success in the first 8-9 years of my life. Now, Brian on the left here is 16 years old, making $6 an hour in San Diego, and I would have stayed there if I hadn't have gotten into MIT. That took me all the way across the country, and now I'm around the smartest kids in the world. They kicked my butt, but I managed to graduate. That's my picture on the top. Now I'm surrounded with the smartest people in the world. Is that an increase in peer group, would you say? Probably, but I'm still broke, Casey, a broke college kid. And I thought, man, how do I get that money? I got to go to Wall Street. So I took my grades from MIT and I went to Wall Street. 1993, started at Bankers Trust on a trading floor with 300 savages, alpha males and females, traders making between 9 and 12 million bucks a year. They were brutal, nasty, physically abusive, but they also showed me how to make a lot of money. And so about 4 years later, I was now like them, making millions of dollars. My point is the only reason I was successful because I got around other people. It actually wasn't what I knew, it was who I knew. And this is something I really want to implore on you. Now, let me ask you a question. I'll ask Casey here. Casey, what if you tell your friends after this call, you say, guess what? You have to have a couple drinks tonight, go out to the pub, wherever you go. And you say, hey guys, this year I'm going to make 10 million bucks in crypto with Brian Rose. What are they going to say, Casey? They're going to be like, oh man, there's Casey talking about that crypto again. Probably had too many drinks. Here we go again with the Bitcoin, Casey, right? They're all going to roll their eyes and be like, yeah, whatever, buddy, because they don't really believe in you. And at the end of the day, if you came back and made 10 million bucks, you would make them all feel real stupid, wouldn't you? Right? That's the problem, is that most of you are hanging out with people that just resist any type of success in your life. And so they're going to make sure some way, shape, or form that it doesn't happen. What I want to do is get you around someone that thinks that your goals are small by comparison. And that's why I created my investment club. So you can hang out with someone like Marianne Bartels. Marianne's a 35-year Wall Street veteran, chief investment officer for Bank of America, Merrill Lynch. Martini, she was on CNBC today. I just dropped a video in the Telegram group. There she was on one of the hottest primetime shows. There she is. She's really good at what she does. She's such a star. I sent her the video. I said, you're such a rock star, Marianne. This is Marianne. She's made her clients tens of billions of dollars. Casey, what's she going to say to you when you tell her that you're going to make 10 million bucks in crypto? What do you think Marianne's going to say to you, Casey, if you tell her you're going to make 10 million bucks in crypto? What do you think she's going to say, Casey? She's going to say, Casey, baby, 10 million bucks. Like, let's make 100 million bucks, Casey. Why are you wasting time? Let's make $1 billion over 10 years. Marianne is not only going to accept your dreams, she's going to push you to get out of your comfort zone. How many people want someone like that in their lives? That is there to cheer you on and get the best out of you. Let's be honest, 30, 40, 50 years from now, most of us are going to be dead in the ground. So why not get the best out of life while you're here? You're only going to do that with people like this in your lives. She's one of our founding members of the club, and that's why we created this, so you can be around high-performance people. This is Tigran. He's one of America's top 100 criminal defense attorneys. This is your new peer group, one of our founding members. He was on that OneFootball video you saw. He just invested in OneFootball. He invests in almost every single one of our deals. Tigran is the guy that's thinking about the next level. He was recently out in Beverly Hills, took Martini out and a bunch of our members to dinner, bought them all flowers. When you're hanging out with this guy, Casey, he's not talking about the football game. He's talking about the next $1 billion idea. All right? He doesn't want to hear what you did at the pub on the weekend. He wants to know how you're going to change your life in a drastic way. This is who you need in your life. This is Dr. Andrew Haynes. He just recently graduated from one of the top technical training schools in Switzerland. This is the guy that can teach you everything you need to know about Web3 gaming, digital land, and the metaverse. This is your new peer group. This is Dr. Encore. 4 years ago, he was in medicine, took my crypto and DeFi Academy, graduated, was the founding member of the investment club. We hired him a year ago to source all of our deals. This is your new peer group. Folks, we have 146 other members here, even more powerful than these. This is what you need in your life. Can I say that one more time, Steve? You don't need a token. You need a peer group of winners that's going to celebrate your ambitions, right? That's going to lift you up. That when you only make 5 million bucks, they're going to say, come on, let's step it up this next year. Shall we, Steve? This is what you need more than anything. I really think you need to surround yourself with the best. And that's what we do. And this is our family, folks. These are some selfies I took behind the scenes What you see here is a lot of love and a lot of people who just love being with each other. This is a private event we did in London, and a bunch of our members flew in. You can see Jose there with his 3 sons on the left. Love those guys. Folks, this is what you get, a family of winners. Folks, I believe your net worth is your network. How many people agree with that statement? Then why aren't you paying to be in the right room? It's not what you shove in your head. I made that mistake for too long. It's who you're with. Think about this. Most people just shine this one on. It kills me every time. Folks, I think if you give a man a fish, you feed him for a day. If you teach him how to fish, you feed him for a lifetime. We teach people how to fish. Come to those calls on Monday and Thursday. They're literally an education in how to become wealthy. And what I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. And that's why we created the investment club, because 4 years ago, we did our first pre-sale token. And I'll be honest, Steve, it scared the hell out of me, right? I had these punk crypto kids on a Zoom call with me. Then about an hour later, they wanted me to send $100,000 in stable coins to this wallet. Never seen the wallet before. I was like, what are you, crazy, bro? He's like, you got 45 minutes to do this deal. You're going to miss it. And he was right. I had no choice. And we did the deal and we made a lot of money. But at the time, I was really freaked out. I thought it was a bunch of cowboys. I was supposed to be the hotshot MIT kid. I was supposed to be the 15-year banker. But this crypto stuff was a whole different world. And I had 2 thoughts simultaneously. I thought, number one, we could take members of our community like Casey and Steve and Ileana, and we could make them filthy rich with this. But I thought, on the other hand, if you try doing this alone, you're going to get taken to the cleaners. And not just lose a little money, you're going to lose all of your money, because I know how this works. It's so addictive that you're just going to get drained. And so we were at this weird point. And so I called Martini up. I said, Martini, I know this sounds crazy, but this could be what we've been looking for the last 10 years at London Real, a way to take our members, empower them beyond our wildest beliefs, but also navigate them through one of the most treacherous terrains out there, which is crypto investing. And after much discussion, she said, okay, let's go for it. And we did it. And it's been the greatest thing we've ever done. 4 years later, so much success, greatest course, greatest membership, greatest community, and we're just getting started. And it's just been an incredible journey. And here are the details, folks. At an application-only program, we open up 10 spaces a quarter. They're always gone. We're massively oversubscribed now because everyone knows what we're doing. We actually kept it quiet for about 2 years, but now everybody sees the videos. They see our members talking about us, and everybody wants in. We got a lot of interest coming out of the Middle East right now, and now the United States as well, because of all this legislation. It's 6 modules, 3 months of coursework. It's a 12-month program, but guess what? It's turned into a lifetime membership program. We do weekly live Zoom calls with top CEOs. That's 2, 3, 4 calls a week. Private Telegram group. You get access to all the deal flow, and we actually have a full, if you don't know crypto, if you've never bought a Bitcoin before in your life, we'll give you a free full year of my Kings of DeFi program, and we'll bring you up to speed. We've had people join us with 0 crypto experience, do their first deal in 2 weeks. That good. Next live call, Thursday, 7 p.m. Reach out to Martini, jump on that call. We teach this remote to people in about 35 countries. And this is the syllabus. Module 1 is what is a crypto pre-sale token. I sent you that already via chat message. Module 2, what is a SAFT? Who knows what that is? Raise your hand. Fanny, you probably know. Casey, no? You should be embarrassed, Casey. If you don't know what a SAFT is, I believe you're probably going to live in a cycle of poverty the rest of your life. And there's no excuse, because right now, the internet is awash with information. A SAFT is a simple agreement for future tokens. It's the documents that the rich use to get richer, and it's why the poor stay poor. In my opinion, there's no excuses anymore. The more you learn, the more you earn. You got to educate yourself, and that's what we can do for you. Module 3, how to identify early winners. I'm going to show you how within 10, 15 minutes, you can evaluate any blockchain startup and make a yes or no decision. Module 4, how to generate new deal flow. I'll show you what conference to attend, what ticket to buy, what to wear, what event to go to, and how you can use QR codes on your phone to scan those deals and get them right back to the club. Module 5, how do we nurture these deals into multi-billion-dollar protocols? And Module 6, what are you going to do with all the cash? There's going to be so much cash, you're not going to know what to do with it, Casey. And I recommend you spend some of it, you save some of it, and the rest you put back into these deals. Create wealth for your grandkids. Here's our Telegram group. Here's the Discord group. And here's the details, folks. We are oversubscribed right now. 10 spaces available. Most of them are gone. It's just everybody wants in on this thing. The investment in your mentorship, in your education, in the hottest deals in the world is $50,000. Now, look, I understand that's a significant amount of money, but what if it gave you unlimited financial return? What if that made you $50 million? That would be the best deal you've ever made in your life. Think about that. And of course, it is a significant amount of money. I understand. I used to make $6 an hour, but that can really give you incredible returns. And of course, your chance to take part in the greatest wealth creation event in human history. And those special deals I showed you, like Crypto Nights, and of course, One Football, they're ending right now. You're going to miss them. This is the deal you missed last quarter. Of course, this is a SAFT agreement. It's a legal doc. Don't let it intimidate you. That deal was up 466% in one day. Now, why do I tell you this? Because if you had just stopped the procrastination, stopped the excuses, and stopped all the fear of failure and the fear of success and everything that's always stopped you from winning in your life, and put 10K on this deal, you would have paid for the course for the rest of your life. Imagine hanging out with Marianne and Tigran and Andrew and Dr. Encore every week. You would get rich by osmosis. You wouldn't even have to do a deal. I guarantee you'd be richer in 12 months, let alone 10 years. But you succumbed to your usual procrastination, your usual paralysis by analysis. And so this is another one of the things you miss, like the lion. You're watching that one go by. Another one goes by. One of these days, you're going to have to say, to hell with this, and go take a bite. Is it going to be now? I don't know. That's up to you. You've seen our track record, folks. This is Shrapnel. 20x in 20 days. This is Skillful AI, a $4 million profit. Of course, Mochaverse is up 20x. Story Protocol up 22x. Cat's up 14x. And of course, our $1 billion fund up 4x. Folks, we have a crazy track record. How many more of these do you have to see until you realize that this is probably something that's blocking your brain, right? The track record is obviously there. Folks, this is the pledge I made to my members. I'm going to create $10 billion for them in the next 10 years. And at this rate, it's going to happen probably in 5 years. Folks, we have so many members. They're amazing people. They each have a story and a first name and a last name. If you go to our website at londonville.tv/club, you can actually watch a video from every single one of these people, and you can listen to what they say, right? They all love this course. Carol says every member is both a learner and an investor. Joe says the window of opportunity is closing quickly, and you know he's right. You're about to miss this whole thing. This is Jerry. Just honored to be part of the club. This is Dr. Yvette. She's a single mom with 4-year-old twins. What's your excuse? Seriously, are you busy? You're not busier than Yvette. Trust me. And yet she's still done 16 deals. And you're telling me you're busy. You're not. It's your brain trying to keep you from winning. That's what it is. This is Jens. How can you afford not to join the club? What a great question. Love Jens. This is Petya. She actually couldn't afford the club. And she hemmed and hawed for a couple months. And then she said, to hell with this, I'm joining. And you know what she did? She went and found the money to pay for it. Then she went and found the money to invest in 64 deals, minimum 5,000. Do the math. She manifested the wealth to invest in this group. True story. Many of our members have done this. So don't tell me that you can't, because people with less means than you, with less education than you. Petya got to America with $5 in her wallet 20 years ago. No education, no investment background. And she's probably going to become one of the wealthiest members of our club. So you have excuses, save them. People DM me all the time, Martini, about telling, oh, I'm broke, I can't do this again. Okay, great. Petya did it. So guess what? She deserves it, and you don't. Move on. One of my mentors said, focus on the few, not the many. I can't focus on all of you. All I can do is help the ones that really want to change their life. For you, we're here. For everybody else, I just keep it moving. Folks, this is Chris. He says the deal flow is beyond what I expected. Joining was the best decision I ever made. Cool story about Chris is that he actually invests with his son, who's 14 years old. His son comes over and puts $1,000 on the table and says, Dad, I want 20% of that deal. We have husbands and wives, boyfriends and girlfriends, fathers and sons, mothers and daughters. We really think that financial education is a family affair. And this is what Chris said about the club.
what the London Real Investment Club actually does for you. It gives you the keys to open that door to the inside deals. In the last 3 weeks, I've participated in 3 incredible deals: a layer 2 Bitcoin protocol, an incredible AI protocol. The deal flow is beyond what I expected. I don't think I've ever seen a model like this that just gives average folks the opportunity to be behind the deals, and that's exactly what we've done. Not only that, you get to hang out with Brian Rose every week, and for me, that was huge because I look at Brian as somebody who's not only an expert in the space, and I think is on the leading edge, but just the leading edge of thought with London Real and the work he's doing there. To anyone who's taking a serious look at this, I know it's a big decision. It was a big decision for me and my family, and it is one of the best decisions I've ever made. So I wish you all the best and hope you come join us.
Booyah, we like that. Good hearing from Chris. Great vibes. The truth is everybody in that group has good vibes because there's no competition. Everybody wants you to win. They expect you to step it up. They don't want to hear excuses. But again, when we all make money, everybody makes money. Folks, it only takes one. One of these deals can change your life forever. Make sure you have at least one of these suckers. Final thoughts. Don't let this year pass you by. All right. You can learn early stage investing. What I teach you, you can use the rest of your life. Remember what I said before, that liquid tokens and equity, if you find them on an exchange, they have limited gains. If you go buy a token on an exchange, someone like me has already taken out a 50x. You're too late. This is your chance to learn from active elite investors for only $50,000. Folks, I know people that run billion-dollar funds like Dan Tapiero and Dan Moorhead and these other people. If you ask them for access to their deals and for them to teach you for the next 10 years for a lousy $50,000, they would laugh and throw you out of their office. They wouldn't do it for $500,000. It's not worth it. So this actually is a pretty incredible opportunity. And yes, it's a significant investment. I get it, but it's got unlimited financial returns. And now, thanks to Martini, we got the payment plan. $10,000 a month for 6 months gets you in. What does that mean? If you have limited capital, you could put $5,000 on Crypto Nights, $5,000 on OneFootball. The first 10K payment gets you into the club, and now you got liquidity. You got tokens next month, and you're on the ride. So, and now is the time to do that, okay? This wasn't happening 6 months ago, 12 months ago. So it's the perfect timing to take advantage of that plan. And it gets you the best deal flow in the world. Folks, remember what Warren Buffett said, the best investment you can make is in yourself. He's talking about getting in the room and surrounding yourself with a better peer group, or you can hang out with the same people that are blowing up your phone and do the same silly things every weekend and expect different results. What do they say the definition of insanity is, Casey? Repeating the same behavior, expecting a different result. Why do any of you think you're going to have a different financial result if you continue to repeat the same behavior that got you here for the last 5 years? You're not going to get there. You're going to have to really change up your routine. And the biggest things you can change is the people you hang out with. Folks, the only way to join us is to book a call with Martini. It's her call. She's the gatekeeper. There's 4 ways to book a call with her. But as I said before, please respect her time. She's super busy talking to people all over the world that want to join right now. They see the deals. They see them on the market's crazy, folks. It's a new high every single day or every other day now in crypto. Now is the time. Okay. So think about this. But if you are serious about joining now, then book a call with her, come prepared, and have a discussion about whether this is the right thing for you. That's the perfect opportunity. And of course, if you want, you can join our 4-week course, Crypto and DeFi Academy, starting next week. It's a great course. It's 8 hours of live calls with me. Got my triple tiered accountability system. We got dedicated coaches and team leaders. It's really an amazing course. You can actually even join the investment club at the same time as this course. We got a couple members doing that right now, and you'll be ready to go. Or you can just let this slide for another couple of years, and you can watch everybody around you get wealthy in crypto. Of course, you're pre-approved for that course at a 60% discount right now at londonreal.tv/buy. I'll send you a personal text message once you join, and we'll get you right onboarded. Folks, I always say, what is your why? When you're coming down to a difficult decision, always ask yourself, why are you doing this? For me, it's my boys. And so anytime I get to a difficult decision, or I feel like I don't want to take a risk, or I'm scared or tired, or I had a hard day and I want to go home and cry, I just think, well, wait a second. I can't let these guys down, because they're not going to want to hear my excuses. And I guarantee your people, the ones that look to you to provide, aren't going to want to hear your excuses next year or 5 years or 10 years from now. when you're probably on some universal basic income because AI took your job, and you're complaining to your politicians when you know deep down inside that you could have prevented that if you had just stepped up and started doing things differently. It's all on you. It really is. And the world doesn't care. It actually rewards those that take action. It's that old proverb that God helps those that help themselves. You've got to get out there. But if you do, there's plenty of ways to do it. And I believe digital assets are the way to get your financial freedom back. And we've already been doing it with 150 people, and we're just getting started. Folks, here's that video I promised you. LondonReal.tv/bonus is going to show you how to find the hottest crypto pre-sale tokens. That's a free video, give you the vibe for what's going on inside. And remember, come to one of our next live calls Monday, Thursday, every single week without fail. Message Martini or go to LondonReal.tv/Cub Call. Come join us. It's like Shark Tank. It's a lot of fun. You'll learn something. You'll see the deals. You'll see the community. And you'll be like, oh, wow, this is cool. I'm learning. I see why they're making money behind the scenes. And that's it, folks. I'd love to answer your questions. DM me right now any question you want, and I'll answer that. Was that helpful? Casey, did we help you on that a little bit? Fanny, Adam, great to see you. Steve, Cloris, nice to see you again. Daniela, great to see you as well. Send me a DM right now, and I'll answer any questions. I can see we got Martini here, and she's actually not on a live call with somebody who wants to join us. Martini, always love to get your thoughts. We're at a crazy place in this market right now where every day there's a new high. We got new members joining us all the time. What are you thinking?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, great call today, Brian, and good to see everybody who's on the line as well as on the live stream. And yes, these are very interesting times that we are in. And just taking a look at that, we are a little bit more than halfway through the year right now. And it's very interesting to see that by December 31st, 2025, we could have a completely different life than what we're living now. And keeping in mind that it only takes one opportunity, one yes, one decision, one investment to take your life to a completely different trajectory. And so what I really love of what we are offering here, and as Brian normally tends to say, is that these opportunities to join us in the investment club and invest in these early stage companies that we have been investing in for the last few years is not open to the general public. We are actually opening this up to our London Real family or our London Real community to be able to really invest in yourselves and to be able to create the generational wealth that you and your family deserve. So keeping this in mind, and keeping in mind that where we are in July, and then keeping in mind of, the end of the year is just a few short months away. How do you want your life to look like? Do you want it to be different, or do you just plan on just playing it safe and having the same life over and over and over again? As Brian said, do you want to wake up to yesterday again today, right? So if you are wanting to do something different, and let me tell you, it is time to do something different. We want to support you in that. So I put some links inside of the chat below. The very first link is for you to take a look at the Investment Club page, and that's going to give you rundown detail of what the Investment Club is all about, what we stand for, where we see ourselves going for the next 10 years, and also taking a look at the caliber of companies that we have invested in so far. What I recommend doing is jotting down a few notes and, of course, a few questions. So by the time you do get on the line with me, the call will definitely run much smoother. The next thing and next step is when you are ready to join us and when you're ready to pull the trigger, join the investment club and start investing now. The next step is to go ahead and schedule a call with me. And as Brian says, I only want to talk to people who are serious, and serious means you are ready to take action now. If you don't see a time that's available on my calendar, please be sure to go ahead and send me a private message on Facebook. That's always the fastest way to get me. Or you can send me an email at martini@londonreal.tv and let me know who you are, where you're from, and the best time to get a hold of you within your time zone, and we'll definitely make it work. And then, of course, for the last thing here, I know that Brian does an amazing job, and you can definitely feel his excitement about the investment club here, and there's definitely plenty to be excited about, but we want you to experience us in real time. One thing about how we run things in not only the investment club, but just the inside of the London Real ecosystem is that we are very hands-on and we are all about the experience. So the last link there is for you to actually experience us in our community in real time. So on every Monday and Thursday, we host our live calls with our investment club, where you'll get to see the CEOs pitching their company over to us. You'll see Brian doing the Shark Tank style questions, and then you'll get to see our amazing community. We've got well over 150 members from all over the world, different walks of life, different income levels, different knowledge of crypto and investing, different knowledge of just different perspective altogether. So it really just reminds me that you're not in it alone. You don't have to make decisions by yourself, because these things can be a little bit scary and investments can be a little bit scary. But knowing that you have an amazing community that's there to support you every step of the way, it makes all the difference. So once again, guys, I want you to take away that it only takes one decision away from a completely different life. So we hope to see you on the inside soon, and back to you, Brian.
All right, give it up for Martini, making everything happen. She's onboarded every single member, herself. She's spoken with thousands of people over the last few years. So trust me, if you have questions or concerns or a special situation, she's been there, done that, seen it, bought the t-shirt. She can talk to you about that. Folks, look, last thing I would say is just take some kind of action. I was there for the dot-com boom when I was 27 years old. I moved from London to New York City to be the CFO of a dot-com startup called luxuryfinder.com. We raised $15 million from all the most famous people in New York. And I rode this dot-com boom. And I'll be honest with you, I never made money off of the tech boom. I always missed my chance. And I kicked myself ever since then. There I was at the right moment, at the right time. I even knew the right narrative, but I didn't have money invested. And I vowed I would never let that happen again. I would say to you, if you're witnessing this right now, you're not going to get another do-over here. I don't think there's going to be another one of these in the next 30 years. This is your chance. Don't miss it. Just don't miss it. That's all I got for you. All right. Lots of love. I hope we see you on one of our next live calls. Adam, great to see you here again as usual. Casey, thanks so much. Fanny, always a pleasure. Flores, good to see you as well, and everybody else here. Thank you so much. Come to our call on Monday. You'll have a great time, 7 p.m. We got some good deals, and I hope we see you on the inside. All right? Lots of love. Bye, everybody. The mass scale transformation of humanity, the fully empowered, conscious, and cooperative species. It's something we live and breathe. We have a mission here. We want to help build the decentralized finance infrastructure of the future. What is your mission? Hey, it's Brian Rose from London Real. How would you like to join my investment club, where I teach you everything you need to know about early stage token and equity investments? Look, right now is one of the greatest times to invest in human history. We've got AI happening. We've got the metaverse that we built on AI, and all of this needs the blockchain, which is what we specialize in here. In my investment club, it's a 12-month program, 3 months of coursework where I teach you all the basics. I want to talk about how capital isn't enough, and I want to talk about how you can upgrade your arsenal of influence in a variety of ways. I teach you how to do basic due diligence. I teach you how to go to a conference and come back with 10 deals. Just go in, bam, 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 bam. This is super exciting, and we're able to do this here at London Real because I speak with some of the greatest guests on the planet. We have an amazing network, and we also have a structure to actually invest money in these deals. Just as a strategy in your business, just keep it simple, especially the first time you do it, but do it at the same time. I'm telling you, this is an incredible opportunity. I've got the best community in the business right now, 75 people from around the world in over 20 countries that are alongside, all investing together. And you can learn and network with the best in the business. No decision is much worse than a no. Something, action, action, action. The clock is ticking. If you're interested in this, click a link below and set up a call with one of my team. They'll walk you through what's happening, the opportunities, the requirements. But I plan on working with this group for the next 10 years, and we're going to do massive things here. And I hope you are a part of it. Click on the link and let's do this.